GMs for hire.
Welcome back to Genius for Hire. I am Matthew Perry, and with Will Polston, we're back with another tier list. A couple months ago, we did the MLB mascots, and I think that was a really fun one. So I figured we'd take a look at the NBA mascots. There are, I want to say, 26 basketball mascots here in front of us, and Will and I are going to give our opinions. The ranking, the tiers today are S tier, which is the best of the best, A tier, which is still very good, B is pretty decent, C is mid to and D is like to gross, and WTF is pretty self-explanatory. I think it's fair based on the selection we have here, based on what Will and I discussed before this. There might be a few you see in this category. We'll kick things off with the Oklahoma City Thunder mascot, Rumble the Bison. Will, I'll get your thoughts first.
See, the Thunder is a weird, interesting one because, like, obviously, what are you going to do for a mascot, the Thunder? So I like the name Rumble. I think that's a great name for him. I like that it's a bison. I think the bison goes about as close as you could, because when I think of bison, I think of the thundering herd, like Marshall. Honestly, whenever I thought more about it, I would be willing to put Thunder in the A tier. I think it just makes sense from his name to what he is for the team that he is. I think it makes a lot of sense. And so I personally, I like Rumble. I think Rumble's up there for me.
Yeah, I like Rumble too. And compared to a lot of the other ones, he makes a lot more sense than some of the others. Like you said, the name, I guess it fit. Yeah, Rumble fits for the Thunder, of course. Bison, I like the Marshall reference there that you came up with. I was thinking B. We could put it back of A if you want and see what happens moving forward. But yeah, let's start this off with an A. We'll start off strong, completely going against what I said in the intro. We'll start with A. We'll start with A and move to Hooper, who is from the Detroit Pistons. Definitely an interesting one, I would say. I'll get your thoughts.
I don't get what Hooper is supposed to be. He's a horse.
Apparently,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I guess with the Pistons, their old logo was the horse, so I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense a little bit more. The name Hooper is fine. It's basketball. That's okay. When you're thinking about it from the old school Pistons, it makes a lot of more sense. Obviously, now the Pistons logo is super boring with just like the basketball and just says Detroit Pistons on it. I'd go with a B. I'd be fine with like a B or a C in that range, just because, I mean, like, maybe more towards C, just because of it's the old school logo, and there's nothing really about it that's like the current Pistons. The name's very generic, and the mascot is an homage to the old logo, so I like it, but I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah, I'm not big on Hooper. There are better horses just in the NBA, let alone mascots in the whole sports world. I get the take on the old logo, but I don't know. He's kind of silly looking, which works for some mascots. Not my favorite horse. Kind of boring. I'm gonna go C. I was almost leaning towards D, but I think C is a fair place to put him, at least for now. Well, we'll go with Rocky the Mountain Lion now. From the Denver Nuggets. I personally, I like him. Mountain Lion, you got mountains in Denver and in Colorado. He stands out to me based on what he's wearing. You know, the colors kind of pop. I've always liked the Denver Nuggets colors a lot. And he's a unique one. I mean, you've seen lion mascots before, but a mountain lion, I think, does set it apart a little bit. What do you think about Rocky?
No, I like the idea of it being a mountain lion since they're in Colorado, like you said. Again, the Nuggets is kind of a hard team to do a mascot with, and I think you run into this a lot with a couple other teams later on as well, or at least here even early on. You know, Pistons, Thunder, Nuggets. I mean, it's not exactly the easiest to do. So it's not going to always make sense, but mountain lion is pretty on par for Denver. It's pretty straight up. I like Rocky. I think that's a great name for him. Rocky Mountains, obviously. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty high up on Rocky. Honestly, I could see us moving Rumble down to B and putting Rocky in A.
You want to do that?
I think you were on par with Rocky or with Rumble at B, and I like him at B, and I like Rocky at A.
I like that. That's a smart decision. I 100% agree. I think Rocky's definitely A material. We'll look at the Indiana Pacers and Boomer. Now, we don't know what a pacer is, I don't think. Did we figure that out?
No.
No. And I think Boomer is a cat of some kind.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a cat.
Yeah. Big question marks on this one, considering we don't see the connection. We might be missing something, but for me, there's no real connection. He's just wearing a jersey, which most of them are, but I'm really not seeing anything special about this one. I'm leaning towards D just because, I mean, I like the colors, but those are just the Pacers colors. It doesn't really have anything to offer.
Yeah, I don't get Boomer, and I looked at his Wikipedia page, and there's nothing really that explains why he is who he is. They used to have Bowser, who was a canine. Then they also had Mini Boomer, and they also had the Pacers Power Pack, which is like I guess they're like a group of people who do like trampoline dunks. They're like actual people, though they're not mascots. But there's nothing really about it. It says they sometimes call him the Pacer Panther. He's a tall, energetic cat. How he's labeled, but I'm still not high on it. I'm not crazy about Boomer. I'd go D or maybe even WTF.
Yeah, I'll leave it D just because if it was Pacer Panther, I honestly think it'd be better. I'd be cool with that, and it would make at least alliteration. It would make it make sense a little bit. But Boomer will sit D for now, unless of course we change our minds. We'll move to the Orlando Magic and Snuff the Magic Dragon. Kind of a Philly fanatic take on this basketball mascot. You have the things that come out of the nose, how Philly fanatic has the beak, I guess, that he shoots something out of. I like Snuff. I mean, he's fun. He's got the stars on coming off the head. The connection, I mean, the Orlando Magic Dragon, wasn't there some show about a magic dragon?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Dragon Tales?
Perhaps. It was. I think that might have been a little before my time. I know we have a very small age gap, but it's an age gap.
Quick 3-second shot of Dragon Tales right here in the video.
Yeah, I know there's some magic dragon out there that had some nostalgic connection to some of you watching, I'm sure. And I apologize for missing that. But I like Snuff. Don't know the name. Stuff, not Snuff.
Not Snuff.
Not Snuff. I don't know why I can say Stuff.
It's just Stuff.
So I get Stuff, I guess, is another synonym for dunking. I guess you're stuffing.
Oh, okay.
I think they, yeah. The name is iffy, but I like Magic Dragon. I think he's appealing and he's fun. I was thinking B or back of A even, just because I don't know. I'm pretty high on him. Can't really tell you why, but
I'm cool with B. I like B. It's just so out of left field. Like, yeah. I get why he's not like a magician or like a wizard or something like that, because you already have the wizards. So I appreciate that they tried to do something different. But it's just so out there, and it's so, well, maybe that's what makes him better. I don't know. You know what? He's unique enough. Put him in A. Why not?
We'll put him behind Rocky just because I think that's fair.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. We'll move to the Cleveland Cavaliers and Moondog. Now, a Cavalier, there's several different definitions, but I believe there's a breed of dog that's a something Cavalier. So I don't know if that's what they're going for here, but typically a Cavalier is a like a kind of like a conquistador. No, it's some, right?
Something, yeah. I looked it up, and it says that he's that Moondog has a connection not just to the team but to the city and the surrounding area. Cleveland is known. Let's see. Cleveland is known as the worldwide rock and roll city due to a famous radio disc jockey named Alan Freed, and Freed used to call himself Moondog.
Oh, Well, that makes sense. And then I looked it up. There's a dog breed called a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, which looks nothing like Moondog. But if we're thinking real deep here, we could connect that to a dog breed. Um, I was thinking maybe C for this one. He doesn't look like I'd want to beat him up, but I mean he's fine. Like I don't think there's anything special about him.
Yeah, I mean, I like the name and I like the connection and everything after I look more into it, but at the end of the day, he's just a generic dog. Again, cool name, but I'd be willing to put him in C. That's fine with me. I like his story and why he got his name and everything such as that, but there's nothing too creative about the dog.
Yeah. But Benny the Bull, this Chicago Bulls, instant S
Oh,
tier.
it's S tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Benny the Bull is like actually one of the most entertaining mascots, period. Guy's a TikTok sensation. If I'm not mistaken, has a couple million on TikTok. Maybe over exaggerating, but everybody, I feel like everybody knows Benny. And even if you're not a basketball fan, I feel like a lot of people still know Benny the Bull. And the fact that a mascot can have that kind of traction is impressive. I think Benny's the GOAT when it comes to the NBA mascots.
Yeah. In the MLB video, we talked about, Mr. Met, Philly Fanatic as iconic, you could recognize him anywhere. I think Benny the Bull fits into that category, which would be the S tier. The alliteration is nice, rolls off the tongue, easy to remember. The Chicago Bulls have a bull. It's pretty simple stuff. Of course, you can't do that with every team, but it just works. Some things just work. You don't need a lot of explanation for it. So Benny the Bull is going to be our first S tier. Next, we have Lucky the Leprechaun from the Boston Celtics. Now, this is the only human mascot, not in a costume or anything besides what he's wearing, which is always kind of weird for me. I prefer them to be in suits and not be like humans, but I guess this works. And also, aren't leprechauns supposed to be short? I don't know the height on this mascot, but he doesn't look like a little person or anyone short in stature. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm not really buying into Lucky the Leprechaun.
No. And actually I looked it up. Benny's the first ever NBA mascot.
There you go,
So
the OG.
he is OG and he's still around, he's still kicking. But no, Lucky, I'm with you on the pure human mascots. The only one I'm really cool with in the history of any of it is Chief Osceola at Florida State. But they are the Seminoles. They're literally named after legitimate people. When they're the Celtics, I mean, you could make a costume out of the logo like Leprechaun. You could do that. And you've chosen not to. Lucky is kind of a weird scenario where it's actually a human, and I'm not really comfortable. I wouldn't want my kids taking photos with just some grown ass man. I'm good.
Are we asking what the fuck on this one?
No, I wouldn't go that bad. I
No.
think he still makes sense. Like WTF is for like that doesn't make sense at all. I would go like back into C, low in D.
Okay. We'll go front of D. Just cause. Yeah, not buying into that. The Suns though have a gorilla.
What the fuck is that?
No connection, but I will say it's one of the more recognizable ones, I guess. Just because we've seen gorilla suits throughout. It always reminds you of that SpongeBob episode with the gorilla at the end. It reminds me of that, so it's easy to come to mind for me. The gorilla is that's his full name, so that's
Creative,
to say the least. No, I don't know. Because I don't hate it. It doesn't like make me mad. It scares me a little just because that episode always scared me growing up. The SpongeBob episode.
So here's the story behind it. In 1980, a man working at a telegram service was hired to wear a gorilla suit to his son's game. Decades later, the gorilla has become synonymous with Phoenix.
Well, it's synonymous with Phoenix to those who know that, but if you don't read it, you have no idea.
Yeah, I would have absolutely no clue why the Suns have gorilla.
So how low are we going here?
this is a what the fuck for me.
That's fine. Yeah,
I don't get it. Like, even after reading it, I'm like, this is it. This is your explanation. This is where we came from. No, I'm good. I mean, it is one of the more famous mascots in the NBA. I think you're right on that, but I still don't get it. I just really don't. And
Yeah.
I mean, he could go up because of like legacy, but like, am I saying he's not one of the more recognizable? No, but I'm also don't understand. Like, this is one of those to where you're like, why is that? Like, what? Like, and so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're gonna leave him where he's at. He can chill out down there. We'll look at Pierre the Pelican of course, New Orleans Pelicans. It's solid. I think it's like one of those where, Benny the Bull, you are what your mascot is, which is nice. He doesn't stand out like Benny does. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's the same thing, really. It's the jersey, it's the alliteration, almost the same colors as well. But I'm thinking like B for him.
Yeah, I was thinking because like so many mascots are just kind of out there and just kind of weird that like basically if you are what you are, like, and that's it, like you're a C tier. Like that's just who you are. You're not creative, you're not anything like that. It's a pelican, sure. How many people do you think know Pierre the Pelican? Is he one of the more popular ones? I mean, I'd be willing to put him up into B tier because it is kind of creative. I mean, it's not really creative. I mean, I like the alliteration behind it. Pierre the Pelican. I'm always a fan of alliteration. He is exactly what he's supposed to be. How creative can you get with it? B tier's fine for me. I just can't go higher.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go higher than B. I don't watch many Pelicans games, but at the same time, I can't say I hear about Pierre the Pelican a lot. Twitter, I'm on Twitter constantly. I don't see him out of any of these mascots. I definitely don't see him very often. But I'm gonna go back of B because I do think he's above Moondog and who was that? Hooper. So we'll sit him there for now. He could move down depending on who joins him in B. But we'll go with one of my favorites, Bango the Buck of the Milwaukee Bucks, the new NBA champs. I really like Bango. I think he's an A. You have the alliteration if you want to include the Buck in there. He is what he is. I think he's a little more appealing. I hate to go with attractiveness, but I think he's more attractive than Pierre the Pelican. Could be wrong, but yeah, he's I think back of A for me.
I think when you say attractiveness, I think you're just meaning like it's more along the lines of like if you were a kid, you'd want to take a photo with that mascot, like because
Or a date, yeah.
I mean he's got at the end of the day he's a fuzzy little guy. He's he's a likable dude. Sick name and Bango. That's an amazing name. I'm cool with A. I really am cool with A. I don't see any problem with that. Like Bango the Buck's a sick name. Little fuzzy character. Would definitely love to take my picture with him if I saw him. And yeah, I mean it's a lot of these NBA ones are almost going to get higher ranking just because some of them are just so out of left field and so terrible.
Yeah.
Like Bango in an MLB mascot ranking, like probably would be like a B.
Yeah, he'd be solid. I think he'd hold up.
I think he'd still hold up just because, like I said, if you are what you're supposed to be, then you should at least be a C. But like, I don't know. I like Bango. When it comes to NBA mascots, I do like Bango quite a bit.
Yeah, and we'll continue the alliteration kind of theme with Harry the Hawk from the Atlanta Hawks. I think he's in a similar conversation as Bango. I think he's more appealing, not attractive. I don't know why I said that. More appealing than Pierre the Pelican. I'd put him. I don't know if I want. Maybe A was biased for me because I'm a Bucks fan, but I do like Harry the Hawk quite a bit. I think he'd hang around Rumble the Bison, if not pass him. Let me get your thoughts on that.
I would say Harry the Hawk needs to be either in A with Bango or they both need to be moved down to B and Pierre needs to go to C. Because I think Harry is a step above Pierre. And I think he's a step above Rumble. Like I do think he is better than Rumble. I would agree. I would agree that he's on the same level as like Bango and Rocky. I'm okay with A.
You're okay with A? We'll go there.
I'm okay with A. I think Harry is one of the more notable ones. I think he stands out a little bit more than some of the other ones. I'm cool with Harry. I've seen Harry enough times to where I'm cool with him being an A.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I think eventually he might get pushed down to B just based on a couple of the ones we have coming up. A few of the ones I kind of like, and a few I really don't. So we'll see if he moves anytime soon. But Slamson the Lion next from the Sacramento Kings, I personally am a fan of. Lions are often associated with Kings in, I guess, a royalty sense, because aren't lions are like what, king of the wild or something? I don't know.
King of the jungle, whatever they're called.
Lions in the jungle? I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't do.
Who do you think I am?
We don't do environmental stuff around here.
This is not GMs for freaking environmental science, okay?
This is no National Geographic, no Animal Planet, just GMs for tier lists here.
Low key, Samson's kind of creepy looking.
Yeah, if you get closer to his face, like the eyes are all squinty, right?
Yeah, and he's got like legitimate looking teeth, and like he doesn't look appealing.
Back of B too high.
I think he looks more real. I think he looks like the most realistic. Like I think he legitimately looks like a lion, and I'm cool with the whole lions and kings and everything like that. But like, if I was a kid taking a picture with him, like he's kind of creepy looking. Like
yeah,
in the face, he doesn't strike me as friendly. He kind of looks like he would actually bite me, and it kind of creeps me out a little bit. He's got a face only a mother can love, but I would put him in the front of B. I'd be cool to put him I'd be cool to put him above. I don't think he's up there with like Harry, and I don't think he's there, but I'd be willing to put him above Rumble.
Well, Harry, yeah, you're right. Well, I was thinking back of B, so we're gonna balance it out, put him in between Rumble and the Pelican Pierre.
I'm cool with that.
We'll sit him there for now. Then we have Blaze the Cat.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, no originality here from the Blazers. What is a trailblazer? I mean,
it's somebody who like makes the beaten path. Like it's kind of like a trendsetter, you know. When you're trailblazing, you're the guy who makes it the right way.
And a cat, I don't think embodies that in any sense. Of course, there might be a regional reference, like the gorilla being a reference to some.
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah,
Blaze the Trail Cat.
Need some mascot history on this one.
Yeah, let's see if I can find anything on sports mascot Wikipedia. Official yada 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 prize shows that no, there's no explanation.
Yeah, I'm putting him at the bottom just because.
Yeah, that's just a WTF kind of thing.
Boring, and I don't have any interest in that. He's rocking a jumpsuit. He couldn't even get into the jersey for his picture right here. Boring, disrespectful to the world of mascots. I'm gonna put him.
Here we go. Here's something. The Trailblazers introduced Blaze as their first mascot in 2002, giving him the fictional backstory that he was a unique mountain lion species born in the Oregon Cascades. According to the fictional biography, Blaze then came to Portland, where he ended up at the Oregon Humane Society and was adopted by the Blazers by then superstar Scottie Pippen.
Well, okay, it's a very cool backstory, but how many people are going to know that?
Blazers fans, and that's probably about it.
If that, because I feel like you have to go out of your way to learn that. They're not teaching that at the games. So
everybody sit down. It's time to learn where Blaze came from.
That's a really cool backstory, but I just don't know if that's enough. I mean, maybe I can move.
He is Scottie Pippen's adopted cat.
Do you want to move him to D, or are you fine where he is?
No.
Oh, you don't like it? You don't like Scottie?
No, I'm confused. I don't get it. Why? Because Scottie's not even like synonymous with the Trailblazers.
Right, but at the time, I mean,
sure, at the time, it made sense, but now it's like
Yeah.
A casual basketball fan, whenever you go Scottie Pippen, you're not going to say Trailblazers. You're going to
Yeah,
say
you're right.
Bulls.
No, you're right. And Scotty feels like more of a dog person anyway.
Yeah, but let's
Yeah.
interview Scottie. Scottie Pippen, if you're watching this, we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, you a pet guy, turtles,
He's
bird.
probably like a salamander kind of dude.
Dude, I can see that. I could
Had a
rock.
kimono dragon once.
Well, we'll go from animals to insects with Hugo the Hornet here. I like Hugo. I think based on okay, so I like the colors. If I look at him from one angle, he's kind of scary, just because like no, like his eyes are all black. But like part of me feels like he's kind of cute. I don't know if I should be scared or really interested to meet him.
I like Hugo because of the color pattern.
Yeah,
If he was like black and gold, like an actual hornet, I think it would strike me as more terrifying.
yeah,
But the two shades of blue, the two hues of Hugo, are make it a little bit more fun. And he sticks to the color scheme of the basketball team. He is what he's supposed to be. The alliterations there. I think he looks friendly. I think whenever I think of Hornets, I think of like Georgia Tech and the Golden Jackets, and like their Hornets creepy as hell. And I like Hugo a lot better. Whenever it comes to like Hornets or buzzing insects and stuff like that. I'm cool with Hugo and A, honestly.
yeah. You want him right there? That look good.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, we'll rock with that. I think that's fair. Uh, when did Ted quit movies and get a job as a basketball mascot? That's my question.
Ted dyed his hair and became an NBA mascot.
Yeah, so Clutch is the name he's under now. He's the Houston Rockets mascot. And if you tell me that doesn't look like Ted from the movies Ted and Ted 2, you might have seen him. You're lying. You're straight lying. That could easily be a relative of Ted, or yeah, maybe he took on mascotting after his acting career ended, but has nothing to do with the Rockets. You might be able to find some history on this one, but to me, there's no real correlation.
The only thing that I'm getting is why he's named Clutch, and it's because of Houston, Texas being informally given the nickname of Clutch City.
I never heard that before.
After the Rockets won their first NBA championship in 93-94.
Okay.
The moniker was adopted in response to a front page headline in the Houston Chronicle declaring Houston to be the choke city after blowing a 20-point lead earlier in the season.
That's a
so then they kind of took it upon their own wing. They won the championship. They changed it from the choke city to the clutch city, and that's why he's Clutch. Now I'm looking for a reason why he's a bear, and I can't find it. Yeah. But apparently Clutch was named the 5th most recognizable mascot in sports by USA Today in February 2005, and is in the Mascot Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I don't believe that, because I mean, for me, he falls into just into the mix. Like he's just another bear mascot. There's so many bears, and there's no unique look to him. He's adorable. My kids would totally want to take a picture with him. I think everyone would be cool with that. He's not going to scare you, but he's just nothing special. He reminds you of TC Bear of the Minnesota Twins. Just he's just a bear with a jersey on. Really, nothing special.
There really isn't. To me, there's nothing crazy. I mean, he won NBA's Mascot of the Year in 2013. Like he's got like quite a bit of things going on. So it's cool that he's involved and he's one of the more popular ones among the NBA scene, but this is really just a tier list off of like creativity and fitting in and everything such as that. And obviously, sure, he's a great mascot when it comes to being a mascot, but he's not creative, and why a bear? Like, I don't get it. Just because of how much he's done and everything, I'd be willing to put him back into C.
Yeah, I was thinking front of C, because you look at what's going on. The Moondog is based on just like someone's name, and it's a basic dog. Hooper is just a basic horse based on an old logo. I mean, and Clutch has a lot more going on than these two.
Yeah.
And he's still appealing in the sense like he's not gonna beat you up. He's very adorable. I mean, I'm totally cool with him being front of C. I think his resume alone, USA Today, that's a big credential. So
Right.
let's put him in C. Next we have Franklin the dog for the 76ers. You would definitely need to look this one up for me.
Doing it.
Yeah, he's not ugly. He's not scary. He's just, I feel like he's going to be another dog with a jersey. There has to be some kind of connection, but 76ers, I mean, I feel like maybe you take a page out of the Celtics book and go with like a Revolutionary War kind of dressed guy. I mean, basically going off name, I mean, Franklin the dog has to have some special meaning to Philadelphia.
So this literally says the 76ers introduced their new mascot on Tuesday, a fuzzy blue dog named Franklin. The name Franklin is a reference to Philadelphia's Benjamin Franklin. And the fact that Franklin is a fuzzy blue dog doesn't have anything to do with anything. He's literally just a dog.
Sounds like a D tier to me.
I like the name because of Ben Frank, but I don't get it. Yeah, I'm cool with D tier.
Yeah, we'll put him here.
That's fine. I'd almost put him in WTF, but at the same time with a 76er, that's a really hard one to come up with a mascot for.
Yeah, but so is Trailblazers. I mean,
yeah, and so is Suns.
Yeah, I mean, based on that logic,
we talk him into WTF. Yeah, I mean,
I think he's the yeah. Let's not do him too much disrespect.
Put him in the front.
That's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. This isn't real anymore.
We're having fun here.
Here's some fun. Let's have take it. Gee Whiz, the Washington Wizards mascot. I see what they're going for with Gee Whiz as like a phrase, but it's such a missed opportunity to go with a wizard, I feel like.
Hey, don't Google just Gee Whiz. Make sure you type in NBA mascot for everybody at home. But
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
but
now I want to hold on.
If you got what I got, just type in G-WHIZ. And if you got what I got, yeah.
I got a car.
Oh, I got a women's health article about something special.
Oh. Nice.
Did you find it?
No, I found this car.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
what the hell is this? What the hell is Gee Whiz? Like, why?
Like, he has the look of some MLB mascots. Like Raymond has a similar build and fur and stuff. But Raymond's a sea dog, and that makes actual sense. Gee Whiz, I'm sure you're still finding information on it. To me, doesn't make sense. Like I said, it's a big missed opportunity to go with the wizard. I don't know. It's just
apparently he entertains fans with the G-Men. Sure.
The Packers.
I was thinking the New York Giants, but yeah, I'll take the Packers too.
Fuck, yeah, that is the Giants. Jesus.
I don't get it. I frankly don't understand. I'm cool. I'm cool with like D or WTF. Like I feel like if there was a chance to do a real person mascot, that would be your chance.
Yeah.
Or you could get like a big goofy like cartoon wizard, like I guarantee you could do better than that.
I'm really just beating myself up for saying Packers like immediately to the G-Men. That's crazy, but
it's okay. We're having fun here.
Next we have Bernie from the Miami Heat. This is another one where the name makes sense because the Heat burn, I guess, but there's nothing really special about it. Kind of reminds me of the Atlanta Braves mascot. It's kind of shaped similar.
Looper?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see its face from that picture, but
he's got a little like green basketball for a nose. Oh,
I like that. I like the basketball for the nose. That's actually kind of nice.
He's an interesting looking fella. He looks like if Blooper and Gritty had a kid.
Yeah, I could see that. What are your thoughts on it though? I'm thinking like high C.
I'd be cool with high C. Bernie is a good name, obviously, like you said. But it's just like what's going on. Maybe that puts him D. I don't know.
No, I don't think he's D.
Okay, then I'd be cool with C. He's out there. He's a unique mascot. I'd say he's friendly, looking for kids. I mean, the basketball as a nose is kind of an interesting dilemma. I think that would it takes away some of whatever's going on with the rest of him. Yeah, I'm fine with that. C's fine.
Yeah. Now the one that I don't think would be so appealing to kids, Jazz Bear for the Utah Jazz. He reminds you of an Ewok from Star Wars, except way bigger. So less cute in my opinion. These next two actually, Jazz Bear and GRIZZ, are both a little scary looking.
Jazz Bear doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
What could you do with the name Jazz?
Louis Armstrong look-alike.
Yeah, there you go. You know,
I mean,
an actual human. That gets us back into the D category. Frankly, I don't get it.
yeah.
And such a lame name like Jazz Bear. It's like you were almost forcing it to try to work. I'm totally cool with WTF.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I do think it's better than the fucking cat. So we'll go with that. And then GRIZZ, I mean, he's terrifying.
GRIZZ is actually terrifying. GRIZZ is not great, but he's supposed to be a grizzly bear, and that's what he is, which I've said before should at least get you C.
Yeah, I agree. I think
He is actually like, he kind of looks real. Like he almost does kind of look like a bear, but like he's supposed to. I mean, honestly, for a realism standpoint, it's a great mascot, but he is not appealing by any means. But I'm cool just with the fact of having him in C because he is what he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know if I'd approach him, but from afar, he's exactly on point. That's a good statement there. The Coyote for the San Antonio Spurs. I see him a lot on social media, so I know he has that presence. I was thinking high B, maybe even A, because I don't think he's scary. I know he's fun. I know he's had plenty of moments over the years. I don't know the connection. I know obviously coyotes are probably a frequent sighting in Texas. I've never been, but I'd have to imagine. If you want to enlighten us with a little bit of history, please do.
I'm trying to find some history, and I'm not finding much. He did just win 2020's NBA Mascot of the Year.
That's something.
So yay for him.
Yeah, he's hot right now.
Let's see. This says, why do the Spurs have a coyote mascot? Let's see what this says. Additionally was I don't know if I'm finding anything really that gives anything away. Maybe if I click here. No, I'm not finding anything. This thing is not really helping, so I don't have much.
Well, where do you think he should go? Because I was thinking A or B. Because I really like him as a mascot, without a connection.
I'm cool with back into A.
Back into A. We'll rock
like probably after Harry.
That'll do. We can work with that.
Because Coyote is still just like what, but he is very popular. It's going very well, and I don't know. He is one of the more popular mascots as of late. That's for sure. So
yeah, and next we have Chuck of the Los Angeles Clippers. You're gonna have to tell me what a Clipper is. You have to tell me why Chuck exists, because I have way too many questions with this mascot and not enough answers. Really one of the more questionable ones, honestly, that we see on the WTF level.
So they ultimately decided on the name Clippers in reference to the city being known for the great sailing ships that pass through the San Diego Bay. So if it was about sailing and stuff like that, what the hell is their mascot?
Well, he looks like, I mean, with the, I mean, he looks more ready to fly than he does to sail.
Right.
But
What's their mascot's name again?
Chuck.
Chuck.
I looked up Chuck mascot and Chuck E. Cheese came up.
I think that tells you everything you need to know.
But no, I mean, he has a helmet on. He's a bird of some sort. He's ready to fly. He's got like the Evel Knievel kind of helmet, like a Daredevil stuntman kind of thing. He's rocking the jersey. It's tucked into whatever his shorts are. He's got knee pads, elbow pads. He's ready to do something, but it doesn't look like he's ready to sail.
He's just like weird, and he doesn't really make any sense. I
think he's a solid D, just because I'd approach him and like he's kind of
D at best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd approach him. That's fine. We can put him in D.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would approach the Sixers cat or whatever he is.
Dog, Franklin the dog.
Yeah, him too.
Eh.
Maybe to the front end or maybe low end D. I don't know. I'm where he's at.
I don't know. We also have G Wiz in front of Franklin, so it's. I mean, what more can you say about some of these guys? I mean, I don't know what they were thinking when they created some of these guys, but we have Champ from the Dallas Mavericks, basic looking horse. A Maverick is not a horse, but he can ride a horse. I believe a Maverick's more of like a cowboy kind of person, free spirit traveler kind of thing. I don't hate Clutch. Oh no, not sorry, Clutch. Champ. I think Champ's pretty decent. I'd have him somewhere in C.
That's fine with me. He falls into that category. You are what you're supposed to be, and that's about it. Nothing too creative with Champ. He's a horse, and basically that's what you have to do if you're a Maverick. I mean, they have the horse in their logo. I think you pretty much just hit the nail on the head. Nothing else that's too creative. I think you're good with that.
Yeah, I think it's fair, right in the middle of C. I don't think there's any better place for him. And we might be in similar company here with the Raptor of the Toronto Raptors. He's a Raptor, and the Raptors mascot in the jersey. I mean, he's just like the Grizzly or GRIZZ. He's just like several other examples on this list.
I want him below Champ, but before Ted.
Okay, yeah, Ted is getting by. Just
because Ted's like the what the hell? Like, why are you who you are?
Yeah.
But the Raptor is literally the most boring name. He's literally just the Raptor, and he is what he is. When you are what you are, you're in C. That's just what you're. You're nothing special. You are a Raptor wearing a jersey. You are boring, so you fall into the C.
Yeah, and we might have another boring one here. Crunch the Wolf of the Timberwolves. Crunch is, I guess, Crunch Time. It would be something like that. I'm sure there's a reason for the name, but it's just a wolf in a jersey like all the other guys. I mean, if you look at what's in C, it's just like that. Honestly, I mean, I think he's built for it. Yeah,
I think you're onto something there. Trying to look to see if there's some kind of interesting story to him. According to the team's official website, he was born in the northernmost part of Minnesota's wilderness area. Deep in the forest, he grew up. He grew with a love of something never before seen by any others in his pack. Crunch's love for the game of basketball.
Well, okay, that's kind of cool and slightly wholesome. So I like that. Do we push maybe front of C?
He made apparently, according to the team website, with a makeshift basket built out of pine cones and birch bark. Crunch began to refine his game when he was still a young pup.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying this. You'd have
You
to
just
go,
like the wholesome story.
listen. Yeah, it's heartwarming. You'd have to go out of your way to find out, but I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's better than Scotty getting. It's at least he didn't get adopted by Scottie Pippen, right?
Hey, it could be worse.
Yeah. What are we thinking here? Front of C, back of B.
That's fine. Front of C. Actually, you know what? His story is better than Pierre. Put
Right?
him in B.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Years later, when Minnesota became an expansion team, the Timberwolves, Crunch said goodbye to all that he had known growing up in the woods and migrated south to the Twin Cities where the team was to be based. No one's quite sure where he lives, but legend has it that he has a den somewhere deep in the Target Center.
I'm enjoying that. I like it.
It sounds like a children's book.
Yeah, I love a good story time. Definitely don't mind that, and I think B is a good spot for him. But Benny the Bull stands alone. I think there are a couple S tiers for MLB, but I think Benny's in a league of his own.
I think, well, MLB, I mean, you have Wally, you have the Philly Fanatic, you have Mr. Met. Like you have people that really stand out. And granted, I'm sure there are multiple S tiers to a true diehard NBA fan. Obviously you and I would say we're more on the casual side of things when it comes to NBA. We're not deep diving into NBA every day and talking about that. So we don't see these mascots as much on a daily basis, but Benny is just like unmatched. Like I feel like Benny is like the true, like the NBA mascot GOAT. Like he is by far and away the most easily recognizable. I feel like everything about Benny is just like you hit the nail on the head, and everybody who's been in the Benny mascot nails it. And I think they've got something special with Benny the Bull in Chicago. There's a couple in the MLB that are just notable, like Mr. Met being the first one. I mean, he's just a baseball. I mean, it's all he is, but it works. And that's like their whole logo scheme was him for a while. And when he's worked into the logo and everything, that adds something completely new to it. The Philly Fanatic is just so identifiable. He's just so iconic. Wally being the green monster, when they have the green monster, it all makes sense. There's stories behind it. It's not like, oh, he's a dog. Why is he a dog? Because he's a dog. It's like, what the hell does that mean? Oh, this guy was adopted by Scottie Pippen. It's like, this is so stupid. Like, obviously Scottie Pippen's not walking around with this. Like, honestly, I almost feel like there could be a tier in between. I almost feel like there could be a tier in between A and S, and it would still be empty. Like Benny the Bull could still stand by himself.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. But casually, this has been our NBA mascot tier list. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Should Benny be joined by someone else, whether they're in the A's or in the WTFs? Let us know your thoughts. For Will Polston, I've been Matthew Perry. This has been GMs for Hire. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.